The first thing you're going to want to do is to read the instructions from beginning to end. Kit wines are highly engineered products with carefully calculated nutrient levels, temperature requirements, timing, racking. If you haven't read the instructions carefully, you might miss something that'll seem obvious in hindsight, but could make your wine experience confusing. This also brings up an important point. When you read the instructions, they might differ from the way we've presented the kit production sequence in the video. Remember, obey your instructions, omitting no detail however slight. We're necessarily genericizing the procedures here a bit to cover as wide array as possible of kits. If your kit instructions have a process or procedure that seem out of sequence, please follow that. It's a guarantee of success. The next step is to get everything ready to use. This means cleaning and sanitizing. Use a good unscented winemaking cleaner. You can't use household cleaners because many of them contain high levels of industrial perfumes, which sink into equipment and stay. They effectively contaminate the plastic and even glass. First, we clean and sanitize the equipment we're going to need for our first procedure: the primary fermenter and lid, spoon, thermometer, hydrometer, test jar, and wine thief. Once the equipment is clean and very well rinsed with water, you can sanitize it. Most winemakers use metabisulfite. It's cheap, fast, and easy. All you need to do is to mix 3 tablespoons, that's about 50 grams, of metabisulfite powder in 1 gallon, that's about 4 liters, of cool water. That's it, it's ready to use. You'll need to dip, sluice, or spray each piece of equipment and let it either drip dry completely or rinse it with clean water. Note that I said spray your equipment. A nifty trick is to put your sulfite solution in a brand new trigger spray bottle, like one of those ones you can get from a garden store for misting plants. A couple of quick spritzes and you've conveniently and easily coated even larger unwieldy objects in your sanitizing solution. If you keep the container of sulfites tightly sealed, it'll last for a couple of months at room temperature before you have to make a fresh batch. Your kit will ask you to record the production code and wine type, either on the instructions or in a winemaking notebook, which is a great idea. That production code is actually printed on a peel-off label that's easy to pull out and paste into your instructions or record book. Recording this information is a crucial step in ensuring the success of your kit. If you have a problem or even just a question about it and call your retailer, the very first thing they're going to ask is, do you have the date code? With that code, Wine Expert can tell you everything about that kit and help narrow down any issues you might have. Another good reason to write down this information is the opposite. What if it's really good? Will you remember the name of the kit, the specific brand and type, when it's aged for a year or two? Writing it down in a notebook will also let you record your later impressions of the wine as it ages. Good record keeping will help you repeat successes. One last little thing will make your life easier. You should pre-mark your fermenter at the 23-liter level. If you try to measure by hand using a measuring cup, you're not going to have notably accurate success. Far easier is to take your carboy, fill it up with water right to a level about 2 finger widths below the point where the bottom of the bung will rest when it's inserted. You can then either pour or rack the water into your primary fermenter. And when it's settled down, take a permanent felt marker and draw a line at the 23-liter level. You'll never have to measure it again, and it'll be right every time. Open up the kit box again and check your contents. Some kits not only have more than 1 packet of each type of ingredient, others actually have more than 1 bag of juice. Consult the instructions. A second, usually smaller bag of juice is most likely a sweetening pack to be added to the kit after fermentation is finished. This increases the sugar content to make for an off-dry or even a sweet wine. Put that packet aside with the rest of the ingredients and save it for when it's needed.